Now you're gonna meet the neighbor I was telling you about.
Oh, you mean my next door neighbor? Only lives 50 miles from me, on those cows?
Hollywood has always been a world where dazzling fame often hides painful truths, and few stars represented that contrast more powerfully than Elizabeth Taylor. To the public, she was the queen of glamour, wrapped in diamonds, surrounded by scandal, and famous for her legendary romances. But behind the brilliant spotlight lived a woman who carried deep struggles, personal secrets, and an emotional burden that shaped the person she became. Before the fame and headlines, Elizabeth Taylor was simply Elizabeth Rosamond Taylor, born on February 27, 1932 in London. Her parents were Americans living in Britain, her father an art dealer and her mother a former stage actress. Surrounded by artists and influential figures from an early age, she grew up in a cultured environment that seemed far removed from the chaos that would later define her life. When World War II began to threaten Europe, her family made a life-changing decision to move to the United States. They settled in California, a move that would quietly place Elizabeth on the path toward Hollywood history. In Beverly Hills, people quickly noticed the young girl with extraordinary violet blue eyes and natural beauty that seemed impossible to ignore. Soon film studios became interested, and by 1941 she signed her first contract. Early setbacks came quickly when one studio dropped her, claiming she did not have the face of a typical child star. But fate had other plans. Soon Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer offered her a contract that changed everything. At only 12 years old, Elizabeth stunned audiences in National Velvet. The film became a huge success and instantly turned her into one of Hollywood's most promising young stars. But success came with a cost. Her childhood was replaced by studio schedules, acting lessons, publicity campaigns, and endless pressure. The young girl with the violet eyes was no longer just Elizabeth. She had become a product shaped by the powerful Hollywood machine. As she grew older, the challenges of transforming from a child star into a serious actress were enormous. Yet Elizabeth proved her talent in powerful films like A Place in the Sun and later Giant, where she starred alongside Rock Hudson and James Dean. During the filming of Giant in Texas, something important happened that had nothing to do with cameras or scripts. Elizabeth Taylor and Rock Hudson formed a deep friendship that would last for decades. Behind the scenes they laughed together, shared private struggles, and supported each other in a world that demanded perfection from its stars. Rock Hudson carried a secret that Hollywood at the time refused to acknowledge openly. In an era where reputations could be destroyed overnight, many insiders quietly understood the truth about his private life, including Elizabeth. But she never betrayed his trust. Instead, she remained one of the few people who accepted him completely without judgment. Their bond was built on loyalty, laughter, and a rare level of honesty that was difficult to find in the entertainment industry. While her career continued to rise with legendary films like Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Cleopatra, and Butterfield 8, Elizabeth's personal life became increasingly turbulent. 8 marriages, public scandals, devastating loss, and addiction struggles pushed her to emotional extremes. Yet despite these storms, she remained resilient and determined to survive. In 1985, Rock Hudson shocked the world when he publicly revealed that he was battling AIDS, becoming one of the first major celebrities associated with the disease. At the time, fear and misunderstanding surrounded the epidemic. Many people turned away in panic. But Elizabeth Taylor did the opposite. She stood beside her friend. She visited him privately in the hospital, comforting him during his final days. When he passed away at the age of 59, the loss changed her life forever. Before her own death years later, Elizabeth openly admitted that she had always known the truth about Rock and had protected him because friendship meant more to her than gossip or headlines. His death pushed her to take action. She helped create the Foundation for AIDS Research and later the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, dedicating years of her life to fighting stigma and supporting those affected by the disease. In the end, Elizabeth Taylor's greatest legacy was not just beauty, fame, or even her unforgettable performances. It was her loyalty, her courage to stand by a friend when the world turned away, and her determination to turn heartbreak into purpose. If you enjoyed learning about the powerful story behind Elizabeth Taylor and Rock Hudson, make sure to subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin and press the bell icon so you never miss the next untold Hollywood story.